We're here tonight. Not for Steve, we wouldn't be here. So thank you for that, Steve. You know, in the fashion world, they have a way of introducing the latest fashion. You know, they say something like, pink is the new black. And Steve and his marketing genius really has introduced that to the newspaper world, where 3 is the new 7, right? 3 days a week, the new 7. So, marketing genius, Steve. And Steve is really blazing trails in the digital world. He knows that we're going online, so he knows that we need the latest tools, right, to do our jobs and compete. So, in the back there is a table full of Polaroid cameras and Radio Shack TRS-80 computers. So, you guys load up, and we'll be ready to compete, right? Everybody over 40 knows what I'm talking about. And Steve is clearly a problem solver. Steve looked at our website, blue.com, and he saw that there were problems there, right? It takes a little while to load, and it's a little hard to navigate, and Steve had the solution. He figured out that what we needed were just new colors, right? So we're going to go to Steeler Black and Gold. That's Steve's solution. So I think that's incredibly creative. Thank you for that, Steve. And Steve is clearly a caring boss that is concerned about our public safety. And he got some reports that, you know, when we have our fire drills every month, we've had a hard time getting out of the building. So starting in May, we're going to move a bunch of desks out, and we'll get out of the building a lot easier, right? So thank you for that, Steve. And speaking personally, Steve has really pushed me to be a better person and really to develop new skills. So if not for Steve, I wouldn't have learned how to make TV commercials and do t-shirt designs and be a stand-up comic or just pretend to be one. So I personally thank you for that, Steve. You really pushed me. And you know, in the new world of Newhouse Online, we have been rebranded. We are not reporters anymore. We are content providers, and editors are curators, actually. So what that means is Ron Rudy is a curator, and there's a job waiting for him at the Museum of Natural History. So we've got one less person we've got to lay off. So thank you for that, Steve. Thank you very much. So, you know, we really do owe Steve a lot, and what we're going to do tonight is we want to return the favor. So we are going to rebrand Steve. We are going to come up with a new title for newspaper owner, and the first person that can do that without using the F word gets a 7-day supply of 7-day lager, okay? So, seriously folks, just for a minute if I could, I was thinking about what I wanted to say tonight, and what I realized is that I have spent most of my adult life in newsrooms. And I guess you can really say I kind of grew up there because I started right out of college. So, for those of you that never have been in a newspaper newsroom, I wish you could see one. We've seen them on TV, and they get about half of it right. What they get is the profane part, but they don't get the sacred part. The profane part is easy. I mean, we are a dark, foul-mouthed bunch for the most part. If my mother could hear me on deadline or off deadline, there would be a big old bar of Lifebuoy soap waiting for me, and Father Cody would be waiting for me in the confessional. So, what TV and movies don't get right about newsrooms is the sacred part. And I don't mean sacred, religious sacred. I mean sacred in a kind of reverential way. Here's what I mean. Newspapers, and it sounds corny, but you know, they still have, even now, in this very cynical world, a reverence for and really kind of a faith in the truth. I don't mean facts. You know, facts are the easy part. Facts are everywhere and you can get those. But if you sort through that forest of facts, if you try hard every day, you can sometimes get to the truth. And these people that we've worked with that are here tonight, every single day of their working life do that. They show up every day, and they search for that truth. And I think that's an incredible thing to watch. I've seen it every day for 30 years, and I'm still amazed by it. And the storytelling. I mean, that's the amazing part too. Newspaper journalists take those facts that I'm talking about and they massage them and corral them and beat them and churn them into amazing stories. I'm talking about real stories, stories that have beginnings and ends and good guys and bad guys and amazing turns of phrases. And these people do it every day under the most intense pressure you can imagine, with editors screaming in their ear, phones ringing, chaos going around them. They are writing stories and telling stories every day. And I'll tell you, that's what I'm going to miss the most when we do what we're going to do, or at least when we have done to us what's going to happen to us. There are going to be fewer stories. There are going to be fewer people to tell stories. And I will miss that. And I want to say one last thing about that. I'm going to borrow something from my great friend Diane Suhatka, who said it far better than I could. And I'm going to direct this to Steve right here. Steve, those stories are what no other species has. They are unique to us. They are what knits us together and makes us human. So what I want to ask all of you to do, if you haven't already done it, is write this guy, or email this guy, or call this guy, and tell him this. Let him know he can take our paper, but we're taking our stories with us. Yeah. And without that, he's nothing, and we are everything. So thank you all for coming. I'd like now